June, and although it's a nice day today, the last week or so has been really wintry weather. It's been cold and heavy rain, and the daylight hours getting a lot shorter. At the Sustainability Centre, we're going to use this month to clear out the vegetables and plants that aren't producing any longer, our summer vegetables, and we're building up the soil with lots of our own compost and 𝗵𝗿𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗱 from the worm farm. So really looking after the soil at the moment. 𝗵𝗿𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗱 is basically, to put it bluntly, it's worm poo. It's when you have a worm farm and you put all your veggies and organic matter into the worm farm, the worms turn it into this lovely, highly nutritious, crumbly soil that we call 𝗵𝗿𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗱, and it is gold in the garden. I'm really excited that we've got so much of it for the gardens here. We have decided not to pull out the chilies because they're still producing, so we're going to leave them in for the winter, see how they go. I'm looking after the vegetables that we planted last month. They're doing really well, and one of the jobs today is to tie up the broad beans against this bamboo teepee that you see, so that they're supported as they go all the way up. We're going to plant lupins in this big front bed. Lupin is known as a green manure crop, which is a crop that's really useful that you can put into a garden area that you're not going to plant up with anything else for a while. And what will happen is the lupins will grow up and we'll cut them down and dig them into the soil, and that's going to add a lot of nitrogen to the soil. One crop that lots of 𝗚liche gardeners are putting in June is garlic. I've read quite a lot of things that you're supposed to do to garlic cloves before you plant them, including after you've separated out the cloves that you soak them for 24 hours, and somewhere else I read that after you've separated them out you leave them for 2 weeks for what's called a dormancy period. I have to admit that I've never done any of that, but two really important things about planting garlic are, first of all, that you plant it into well-drained soil, because 𝗚liche soils, as you probably know, can be very heavy, and if you plant them into a heavy soil, they're going to get waterlogged and the cloves may rot. And the other thing about garlic is that it just loves lots and lots of compost and rich nutrients. So compost, horse manure, you know, all the goodies that you can find, plant them into that. You can buy garlic for planting at a garden centre, of course, but you can also go to a supermarket and get garlic from the produce section. But if you do that, make sure you get New Zealand garlic, not imported garlic that has been treated, and although it's a lot cheaper, it won't actually grow. There's a traditional saying that you plant garlic on the shortest day of the year and harvest it on the longest day, because it does need that 6 months to mature. You don't have to, of course, but certainly planting in June, and then it'll be ready to harvest sometime in December. So you break up the bulbs and plant each of these cloves this way up, and each of these cloves, all going well, is going to grow into a whole bowl of garlic for you.
Tune in again next month to find out what to plant in July.